Journey. Somewhere in the Caribbean on the island Jamaica is a girl named Adeline, and she doesn't know it yet, but she has some big things coming for her. Adeline is a black young woman 18 years of age. She has been living in Jamaica for her whole life, and has always wanted to explore the world, but she is always cooped up in her room reading books about the world she wishes she could be in. A few weeks earlier, Adeline had applied for a public relations job in New York City without her parents' knowledge. Today is the 2nd of February, and this is when Adeline gets her results. Adeline would yawn and stretch, waking up with books over the floor beside her bed and under her pillow. "Today's the day," Adeline said with excitement. She hopped out of bed and into the bathroom. She would rushingly brush her teeth, wash her face, and apply a cream to keep her face clear. She then went back into her bedroom and made her bed. It was messy, but at least she did it. Then she picked up her books and put them back on an oakwood bookshelf she had next to her nightstand. She then ran downstairs. You could hear her mother in the background yelling, "Stop running!" Adeline walked into the kitchen grabbing a cup of water and a plate of food her mother made, including eggs, toasted bread, tomatoes, bacon, and dumplings. While walking out the front door, she said, "Thank you, Mother," and headed to her favorite hangout spot that includes a gigantic tree in an opening near the beach where the sun shines bright and hot, but the tree provides a nice cooling shade. She put her water and her plate of food on a brown plank of wood with ropes on each side. Adeline then climbed up the tree and sat on a giant branch. She then started to rotate a small handle that used to be a metal top to a container, and it carefully brought up the plank with her food and water on it. This was a makeshift that Adeline created. "Are you gonna share?" said OG, one of Adeline's best friends. "Well, only best friend," Adeline laughed. "If you climb up here, I'll give you a piece of bacon." OG climbed up the tree onto a branch next to Adeline's, but a bit higher up, and took a piece of bacon. "Sue, what are you doing?" said OG. "Well, don't tell my parents, but I applied for a job in NYC and I am waiting for the results," said Adeline. "Well, I am gonna head out," says OG while jumping down the tree and disappearing in the forest. Adeline finished eating and drifting off to sleep. She woke up and checked her phone. It was 3 p.m. "Oh no," Adeline said in fear. "I am gonna miss it." The reason Adeline said this is because all passers have to join a meeting, and if she passed and does not join, she could lose the job. She runs through the door and upstairs. She opens her laptop and typed in her password 2386. The password did not go through, so she tried again, password 23386. It enters incorrect. She tries one last time, password 2468, and it goes through. She checks her email and her face expression quickly changes into a giant smile. She was accepted in, but it wasn't over yet. She still had to join that meeting. She clicked the Zoom meeting, and when she got in, she was scolded for joining late. The instructor continued to speak. "You should all pat yourself on the back. You were picked for either two reasons, or both. Your skills and education made you perfect for this job, or you matched just what we wanted, aka new and fresh minds from other countries and lives. Now you all can relax, and I will leave this open a little while longer for you all to meet each other. Hello, my name is Adeline." "Adeline, nice to meet you all," Adeline said with a smile. She then left the chat. Here came the hard part. Adeline walked downstairs. "You leave out with my food, then come back hours later and run past me while talking, and into your room. You have 10 seconds to explain," said Adeline's mom named Alien. "I know, Mom, I'm sorry. Calm down. I just went outside and then fell asleep, I promise." Her mom scoffs. "I wanted to talk to you about visiting Nana, Grandma," Adeline says in a higher pitched voice, which indicates she lying. "Don't ask me, ask your father," Alien says, upset. Alien continues some small talk with her mother while taking some food. She then quietly runs upstairs and packs only what she needs, some of those things including clothes, her phone, laptop, food, 2 books, cash, etc. She opened her window and threw down her bag and medium-sized suitcase. After throwing her luggage out the window, she climbed out and headed to the airport. She called a cab. After a while, she finally arrived at the airport. She put her luggage onto the conveyor and went to the front desk and boarded. As she was almost late, she somehow got a ticket in first class. When walking into the first class area, a flight attendant spilled coffee on her. She ended up getting a full refund using persuasions. After a long day, she went to go sit down and rest. She put on the airplane's headphone and went to watch a movie called Joe's Apartment and dozed off halfway through. About 3 hours later, she wakes up. It's about 4 in the morning and she is almost in New York. 37 minutes later, they land. She collects her luggage and heads to her apartment that her job set up for herself. She walks inside the building and a man bumps into her. "Oh, I am so sorry." Adeline says apologetically. The man says watch it, lady. As he walks away, Adeline goes up to the front desk and says hello, I am looking for room 242. The clerk points her in the direction, and she goes into her room. She puts her luggage in her room and gets to cleaning. A few hours later she goes to bed. She has work tomorrow and does not want to be late. Adeline has applied for the position of Deputy Head of Public Relations specializing in international affairs and comm skills. Beep 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 beep. Adeline's alarm goes off. She tries to press it and accidentally throws her phone on the ground. If you look you can see 6 missed calls from her mother and 12 from her father. She gets out of her bed and makes it. She then picks up her phone and puts it back on a nightstand next to her bed. She then gets dressed, getting a patterned skirt that's green and black and a black top wearing green and black flats. She picks up her laptop and has to work, not knowing what to expect. She is very anxious. She heads outside and walks into a cab the company has provided. She walks inside and is given a keycard. She waits in front of the elevator. When the elevator is ready, a ding could be heard. She walks inside and heads to the 14th floor. A woman is sitting in a big chair on the farthest side from the door of the oval table. Adeline sits on the right side next to her. She begins. Hello, my name is Nadine. I am the head of public relations. I am happy to have you all join the team. I will now hand out assignments. You have until Friday to complete. My secretaries will instruct you. She hands out the paper. Mississippi, says Adeline. Carvachi, says Nadine. Carvachi, I did not receive an assignment. Is there a problem? Nadine says no, I do not make mistakes. As my deputy you will be working on a case with me. Okay. Adeline? Please come with me to my office. We have a very important matter to attend to. Nadine. They head to Nadine's office. So what seems to be the problem? Adeline says. Well, you see, it has been leaked by a former staff member that CEO John Wilkins was having an affair with his secretary, which is true. As PR we must contain and remove this out of the news cycle. Nadine, I want you to head to the New York City news station and talk to Jeremy about removing it from the cycle. Nadine. Alden says, with all due respect ma'am, that is unreliable, and if that does not work it may be too late to find a solution. I believe maybe I could have me and another PR staff member see if we can dig up the dirt of any strain on their relationship so the news can play it as if he wasn't cheating because the relationship is falling apart. Great idea. I knew there was a reason you were hired, but if this does not work it's on you. Adeline would walk into the PR's department office area and grab a coworker and tell them what's going on. Adeline and the coworker would find that the wife goes out often at night and often goes to hotels. She would send this in an email to all major news outlets. Adeline completed her first assignment and goes on another day. By DOK.